Hello home mechanics. I want to show you a new tool I bought. My latest toy. Over at Home Depot I found this little thing. Hyper tough, it says. 4 volts. Well, I've learned that any tool that has 3.6 volts doesn't have enough torque to get out of its own way, so I swore off of buying those. But 4 volts, and it's a lithium, and it's cordless, as you can see. Hyper tough, never heard of it. I bet it says China somewhere on here. Got this at our friends at Walmart. It's a 2-position handle, so you can be like this pistol grip or inline. It's got a couple of bits here I'll probably never use, but tell you what, I always use these magnetic bits, little extension. Oh, I love those things. You can get them at pretty much any place you can buy these things. They're pretty cheap. So we got the power supply here. There's no lights on it or anything. It's just a 2-prong because it has a plastic case. So let's see if we can get that plugged in there. Okay. Then right here, get our tool out. Now, one thing I liked about this tool, it's $15 for this thing. What I liked about it was that you see it has a clutch, and it also has a battery test. So you press the button here, and it shows you. It's showing me all 3 lights. I'm not too sure what that means. I think it means I'm fully charged. So I got green, orange thing, green, orange, red. So the battery charger goes right here. Got a nice pistol grip right there, and it also, as you notice, it's locked right now. So you got front, see, reverse, and forward right here. So you put it in the middle, and it locks it in place, and that's great because when I put it, I got a holster in my work truck, and when I'm bouncing down the highway, I don't want this thing to get jammed and start running, spinning the motor and run it down. So let's check out this 2-position handle. Okay, so what you do, you press this button right here, and you twist, and there you go. So now you got an inline tool, if that's the kind you prefer. I've used them all. I seem to like the pistol grip style the best. So I'll put that back. It locks in place nice and solid. Right here on the torque setting, I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it'll lock the, I guess they call that a collet, and it's pretty good. Now, what I want to do, I want to compare this to my Black & Decker. Now here's my Black & Decker. Again, I got this at Walmart. This has been a pretty good little tool. It doesn't have quite as much torque as I'd like for work. This one does not have a 2-position handle, which I couldn't care less, but it does have the exact same thing with the throttle. Oh, by the way, it's got a light. So's this one. Now the Black & Decker's got this weird thing. Comes out like this if you need to hold a long screw or something. Well, I won't call it a weird thing. It's just something I don't use, but it's handy, and it has a clutch as well. What do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I guess it's a 5-position, and the final one locks the collet. And it's been a pretty good tool. I've had this for a while, but lately it's starting to make a funny noise. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but I suspect it is. Now the charger on this one is a little different. Let me bring you over here. Now the charger here, see, it has like a cradle, so you set it in here. It always takes some wiggling, and I got a light right here. It shows me. Also got a place to store some bits. But the problem is, like I told you, I like to have my extension. Well, if I have my extension, I can't put this on the floor of my truck, say. So I always got to take that thing off. So I don't know, but it works all right. And the same, it just has a little transformer, and this does not unplug. See, they got a couple of holes right there. You can put that. As I recall, I paid 20 bucks for this, and it's been a pretty good tool. Now this one I got for 15. Now they also had a $10 one from the same company, but no clutch, and instead of 4 volts, it was 4 point something, 2, 6 or something. I was tempted to get that because it had more volts, more power, but it didn't have a clutch. And I just, without a clutch, I can twist screws off. But you know what? With 4 point something volts, you're probably not going to twist off any screws. But that just occurred to me. But now the other one was 10 bucks. And so you can't really go wrong, especially if you don't use something like this very often. 10 bucks should do it. Now, what's nice about lithium batteries, the charge lasts forever. Now these old DeWalt's here, see with these batteries here, they don't hold a charge very long at all. That battery starts charging off. Hey, I'll tell you a tip about these things. Let me get my charger going here. See, I've learned on my DeWalt's, don't overcharge them. So I set it on a timer, 1 hour. Well, where are you? It's plugged in, right? Yeah. There it goes. Okay. So, when I'm at work in places, I'll go to a job site and I'll find that, and I'll see one of these in the back room, and the guy will have his batteries on it, and see it's blinking while it's charging. Well, I'll tell you a funny story about this. I didn't find this out for quite some time. I used to leave mine on a charger too. I saw, well, it stops blinking, so it stops charging. So I can be lazy and just leave it there. It stops blinking. All the blinking's telling you is that the battery needs charging. Once the battery is fully charged, the light comes on steady and it stays on, but it keeps charging the damn thing. And what happens is these it overcharges these, and it'll destroy the battery. And so use a timer. I think this thing, it costs like $2 or $3, a cheap one. And so always do it that way. See here, I got 12 volts and I got 24. I'll show you something cool. My company's upgrading to lithium. I found this in the trash at work. It didn't have a battery. Apparently one of the guys, he needed a battery. You know what these goddamn batteries cost? Oh, son of a bitch! This 18 is $90. So when I killed, I bought this tool in a kit from Home Depot, and it came with 2 18-volt batteries. Well, like I just told you, I killed both batteries. So I went to buy replacement batteries, and I found out 2 of them were $90, and there is a 2-pack was $180. Man, I hit the roof. I didn't do anything for a long time. I just left them, and I didn't use the tool at all. I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't justify spending that kind of money. It seems like the batteries cost more than the tool itself. But eventually, Home Depot had a sale. They had 2 of these batteries for $120, and so I bought that. And that was still more money than I wanted to spend, but that's what I did. And so anyway, so the company here, so they don't want to spend $90 for one of these either. They're upgrading everybody's drill to lithium. So so I just grabbed the drill and brought it home. I got an 18-volt. That's nice. Of course, I don't need another 18-volt drill, but that's how you collect tools. All right, so let's do a little screw driving test here. So let me get a piece of wood. All right, so let's do a drill test, or a screw driving test, or whatever. So let me I keep threatening to clean this garage up one of these days, but when I look at the extent of what needs to be done, I keep thinking about just renting a truck and backing it up. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Got me a mag extension. All I need now is a Phillips bit. Oh, here's one. But it's the right, is it the right one? Yeah, that seemed to be good. Okay, so anyway, so I love these things. I can't even tell if this one's magnetic or not. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Alright. So I'm going to put it on number 6. I'd like to hear the clutch work. Now this one gets to a certain point and the motor just quits. And you notice the light got brighter. So it's almost like it has an override switch. So if it's too tough, it turns the thing off. Alright, so let's try our Black & Decker. This little bit sure doesn't want to seem like it wants to stay put. Well, yeah, so I'd call that a winner, but we have one more position on here, so why don't we try putting it on another position? Well, we could continue. Now it's possible too this guy just went into could have gone into a knot. No, I don't think so. I think we're low on volts is what it is. You know, that's one thing about these things when they're... So I check my battery. Oh yeah, well, it's really hard to tell. I think the green is out. So it could just need a little bit more volts. I wish there was some way you could put a meter on this and find out exactly. It's a 4-volt battery. So what do I got? I got 2.8, 3.2. What do I got? Plus, you can never tell if the battery's charged. Okay, so if we put the charger on here, right there. See, the red light comes on telling us that we're charging. But I've noticed, for some reason, it'll only illuminate for a certain amount of time, then it goes out. And whenever I first got it out of the package, the book says charge it for 8 hours. Really? 8 hours? It should be 2-3 hours after that. 8 seems a long time. And so I tried, but like I said, in a few minutes that light's going to go out. This one, the light never went out. So I don't know. It's so I don't. That's what I mean. I don't know if I have full power or not. I sure wish there was some way I could put my meter on there and find out for sure. Usually there's something right here. There's a diode or something. So if you try putting your meter on the power connection, nothing's gonna. You're not gonna read nothing. It'll read nothing. So that doesn't help us any. So I don't know. So we ought to double check this and make sure this isn't a higher voltage, because otherwise this tool could be cheating. So I need a bright light. There's one here. Okay, let's see. No, it's not cheating. This only has 3.6 volts. What was that I told you about? I swore off of 3.6 volt tools. I must have not been paying attention. But this is a B&D, and B&D makes good tools. I think oh, there it is. boy, you drop something on the floor in my shop, it may never be found again. And I can't tell you how many times that's been true. So so anyway, the B&D I've had for a long time, and it's been a pretty good little tool. But I bought this just because this one here was making noise. I guess I probably should have bought another. Well, this one really doesn't have enough power to suit me. Oh, there's that sound. Hear it? See, so I don't know. It sounds to me like it's a bearing going bad. But I don't know. And that's something else about this. When the charger's on, the throttle will not work, and that's kind of curious. Most tools it will. I believe it will on this. Let's go try it. Oh, you can't. Once it's in the cradle, it covers up the throttle, the trigger. So you can't. But anyway, so that's my comparison to these two tools. But it's unclear. Oh, and this thing's brand new, so the battery may not be charged properly. About the only way you could really put a meter on this connection is to strip the wires right here, and I hate to jerry-rig the thing and redneck it. And but I don't know, I'll keep on using it. But so at work, what I was using was a Milwaukee, except that's a $100 tool. They sell them at Home Depot. It's basically like this. It's pretty much this size too. It's a little bit bigger, and I can't remember how many volts it's got. Oh, it's 12 volts. That's right. It's got a replaceable battery, and it's a really nice tool. Till I left a job site and left it behind. I went back and nobody'd seen it. Nope, nobody's seen any tool like him. Nope, couldn't. Yeah, them lying sacks of shit. If they had, they walked off with it. Dirty thieving bastards. But anyway, so that one's gone. So I'm just reluctant to spend $100. But I probably will have to by and by. And oh. This is a charger for that one, too. It's got a nice 12-volt lithium. Tells you if the battery's dicked up or not. And got the charger, but I don't have the battery. So the only other option I can think of is to shop around. And if you shop around tool places, some tool dealers and some manufacturers, they'll have a remanufactured tool spot page on their website, and you go there and quite often you can get a tool that's been factory rebuilt. I've had a couple of them, and you can get them for quite a discount, and more often than not they come with a full factory warranty. I read something some time ago. It's not about tools, it's more about electronic stuff, MP3 players and cell phones and stuff like that. And the article was saying that the factories, they just get thousands and thousands of devices returned to them, and the customers complaining about this, that, or the other. And the tech will put it on the bench, and he'll test every feature on this, and it works perfectly. There's not a goddamn thing wrong with it. And more often than not, what it is, the purchaser didn't read the damn manual, and so they package it back up and they sell it at a discount because it's come back as warranty, because they never know. Maybe the tech didn't uncover the malfunction. It could happen, but he ran it through his test, you know. And so they sell it as a discount, and it'll come with a full factory warranty, and you could save yourself some serious money. I bought an MP3 player like that one time. Worked perfectly. I got it. It's upstairs. Man, it works fine. And the same thing about tools. So a lot of times you get something, you know, it's a factory rebuild or factory repair. Don't think it's been broken and they fixed it. Quite likely it's not been broken at all. idiot who had it didn't know how to operate the goddamn thing. So don't forget to look there when you're shopping for tools and such for factory returns, and you could save a serious amount of money. Well, so I don't know. I guess we'll. Oh yeah, no, it's still charging. Sorry, I couldn't find the light. I haven't quite figured out where the light is. There, that light works. But anyway, so this thing's charging. So maybe I'll let this thing charge for a little while. This one here, I always have trouble getting it in the crate there. Getting the charge light to come on in the cradle. I don't know why. The contacts are spring loaded. You should be able to just throw the thing in there, and it should, but it doesn't. You got to wiggle and waggle, and by and by the light will come on. So I'm gonna let these charge for a little bit, and then maybe I'll come back out and I'll run some more screws in there. All right, home mechanics. We'll see you next time. Okay, home mechanics, what I did was I put both of these on the charger all night. Now we're going to give them another test. Okay, so yesterday, so the new one wasn't able to bottom them all out. See, these they would quit right there. So a fresh charge has helped them. But you can hear they're working. Okay, so's this one. You gotta admit though, they act like they're laboring pretty hard. This one seems to get to the end of the screw, bottom out the screw quicker than the other one. So let me try this one. Right there. No, it's going. No, it just makes it sound like it works a little harder. Yeah, alright, well, they're pretty equal, I would think. Okay, so, get two more of these long ones, and see here how these long ones, they punch through the wood, so we want them to go through the long way. So let's try it again. So far, these two tools, they're performing pretty equally, if you ask me. So it labored pretty good. Yeah, it finally did come out at the end a little bit. This is the B&D. It labored pretty good, but it got it all the way in there. Let's try this thing here. I don't know why this thing starts to tip down for some reason. There we go. It's going pretty slow. It's going a little slower than the B&D. So it finally failed. Alright, so I guess that makes the B&D the winner. And Smart Driver it's called. But, yep, just lost my bit. So I don't know. Like I said, I thought this thing was 20 bucks. I'm not sure. Could be. So what attracted me to this thing was, well, it's what they call form factor, the size, the clutch, and the lithium, and the 4 volts. And I thought it would perform a little better than it would. But you know, they're awful close. You know, B&D, you know, their tool. Let's take a look here, but I'm sure it says China here somewhere. Yeah, made in China. You know, it's highly likely these two may actually come out of the same factory. You never know. But anyway, so there's my little drill driver test. Now I also drive. I got a whole set of the little sockets, the different sizes, 1/4 inch up to 9/16 that I drive with these things. They're a pretty handy tool. All right, guys. So we'll see you on the job site.